Michigan High School Sports Network presents the Class A State Boys Basketball Championship live from Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. Today's coverage is brought to you by the Old Kent Financial Corporation, by your neighborhood True Value Hardware Store, and by Farm Bureau Insurance, making your life a little more predictable. Now, with today's Class A championship game, here's Rick Berkey and Ed Phelps.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ed Phelps along with Rick Berkey, and we welcome you back to the second of our four-game series of state championship games today, the Michigan High School Basketball State Tournament. Rick, this ought to be a good one. The Class A championship, Detroit Southwestern and Romulus High.
Well, Ed, Southwestern has been to the state finals in Class A. This is the fifth straight year, and yet they're still looking for the first state title. Romulus, on the other hand, first time the school's ever been in a state championship game.
And I know you around the state of Michigan basketball fans will love this one because it showcases Mr. Basketball in Michigan this year, 6'9" Terry Mills of Romulus.
And Ed, who can argue with the selection? 26.5 points a game, 15 rebounds a contest, 7 block shots, and 6 assists. What a player.
And if we top the first game, we'll really have something going. That was won by Buena Vista on Chris Cole's 55-foot shot at the buzzer. We'll be back with the start of the Class A state championship game after we pause on the Michigan High School Sports Network. Ed Phelps along with Rick Berkey back for the start of the Class A state championship game in Michigan Tournament Day on the Michigan High School Sports Network. After an exciting Class B game, we are ready to go with this Class A championship tilt, which should be a great one. National anthem will be up first. The anthem today will be sung by the Collector's Choice Quartet from Lansing, Michigan.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome to the University of Michigan's Crisler Arena for this afternoon's Class A finals in the 1986 Michigan High School Athletic Association Tournament Championships. Before we have our starting lineups, I'd like to have you meet the Collector's Choice Barbershop Quartet, returning today to Crisler Arena after singing the national anthem prior to the basketball finals last year. The quartet is composed of Dave Barrett, Bob Sibley, Don Horton, and Bob Fox. Now I want you all to please stand, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red rockets glare upon bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
East Lansing, Michigan. Now for the starting lineups of today's Class A state championship basketball game between Romulus's Eagles and the Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern High School. Here's PA announcer Howard King.
And now for the starting lineups in our Class A final game between Romulus and Detroit Southwestern. At forward for Romulus, 6'1" senior, number 34, Avery Jones. Southwestern forward, 6'4", senior number 14, William Clyburn. Romulus forward, 6'5", junior number 44, Juan Street. Southwestern forward, 6'5", junior number 21, Doyle Callahan. At center for Romulus, 6'9", senior, number 52, Terry Mills. Center for Southwestern, 6'6", junior, number 20, Derek Mignard. Guard for Romulus, 5'11", senior, number 12, Steve Glenn. Southwestern guard, 6'2", senior, number 3, Tarence Wheeler. Guard for Romulus, 6'2", junior, number 40, Bill Johnson. Southwestern's guard, 6'1", junior, number 12, Anderson Hunt. Romulus is coached by Al Wilkerson. Southwestern coach is Perry Watson.
The action for this afternoon's game. Our two officials are Tom Slade, the former University of Michigan quarterback who now resides in Brighton and has a dental practice in the Ann Arbor area, and Angelo Gust from Detroit, and the backup is David Hart from Battle Creek. Rick Berkey, what do you think as we get ready for the tip-off?
Well, again, you have to wonder about Coach Perry Watson on the Detroit Southwestern sideline as you see his team break the huddle there. You have to feel that getting to the Final Four, much less the finals, a tremendous achievement. This is their 5th straight year to the finals. And yet with all those great players, Antoine, Jobert and company, they still haven't gotten the big one yet, and they certainly would love to get it tonight. But Terry Mills, again, had the dream season for Romulus. He's had a great career, Mr. Basketball, and he'd love to cap it off with this honor of the Class A state championship.
Southwestern eliminated Warren de La Salle in the semifinal yesterday, 57-44. Romulus defeated Flint Northwestern, 69-58. Underway, Romulus with the ball in forecourt. The point guard operating for Romulus is number 12, Stevie Glenn. Into Mr. Michigan basketball, and 2 points on the board real quickly for Terry Mills, 2-zip.
It didn't take long for Mr. Mills to make his presence felt, and I think I already saw a box and one against him. Look for all kinds of gadget defenses by Southwestern.
Prospectors probing the outside, throwing up the shot, no good. Number 14, William Clyburn, first whistle of the ball game.
Ed, we've played 30 seconds. I get the feeling we're going to see a little different tempo than we saw in the first game.
The first game, if you did miss it, you missed a great basketball game. We'll tell you about it, but it was won by Saginaw Buena-Vista 33-32. Prospectors still with the ball.
Romulus also in his zone, Ed.
Point guard Anderson Hunt to the far side to William Clyburn. There's Wheeler, who's been their big scorer. Misses a shot, rebound, put up, and 2 by Doyle Callahan. Callahan, a junior at 6'5". 2-2, 7:09 to go in first period. A little pressure now for Southwestern. Prospectors break it and bring it into forecourt. That's Bill Johnson. Back out to the point. Stevie Glenn had a good game yesterday. Mills just tips it back out.
Great kickback by Mills.
4-2, Romulus. Neither of these teams has ever won a state basketball championship. Underneath, pass knocked away, into the corner. Baseline now, great move. Number 14, William Clyburn.
Clyburn, fine move on the baseline, got his body up, banked it in.
Well, we're playing a little run and shoot. That's Mills from about 8 feet. Misses a shot, good rebound, however, underneath. And the putback rolls off the side. Number 44, Juan Street, we get a first whistle.
Street came in strong. You got a chance to see some of his leaping ability. Street is 6'5" junior, but he can get up.
Bill Johnson, as the Eagles now set it up. Eagles have lost just twice this season. One of those to Macon County, Kentucky, matter of fact. Whoa, nice
fantastic
baseline move by Johnson. Prospectors break the press, get it into forecourt. Fifth straight trip to the finals for Southwestern on the southwest side of Detroit. Far corner, Tarence Wheeler, and it's tied at 6-6. Wheeler started the season as the point guard.
Well, I'm sorry, Ed. Shots like that from the wing, we can see why they moved him over.
Crashing down at the far end for Romulus, number 34, Avery Jones. First foul, that was on Clyburn. Get the ball out of bounds. Tom Slade says, stepped on the end line, turn it over. And with 5:35 to go here in the first period, it goes to Southwestern.
Romulus picking up three-quarter court.
Right. Prospectors have been here the last 4 years, yet to win it. They lost 2 to Flint Central in 81 and 82, and then 2 to Flint Northwestern. From outside, shot no good, rebound, get a crash underneath and a foul call. Looks like it's against, it is against Southwestern.
Ed, we're already seeing fine offensive rebounding by both teams, and although a foul call that time, again, as we mentioned the first game, that's not a bad foul to get, especially this stage of the game.
Right.
Full court pressure.
Looks for help, and he looks to Mr. Basketball in Michigan, Terry Mills, to get the help. Inside to Mills underneath. 3 guys surround him. He gets a shot up. No. And he gets a rebound. Terry Mills looks like a man among boys here.
4 guys just collapsed around him, and he almost made the shot.
Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Southwestern. Quick outlet pass in for Wheeler, but it's intercepted. Back into the number 34, Romulus scores away. Avery Jones.
Great passing both by Juan Street and Bill Johnson to get Jones in a scoring position.
Ooh, might have got away with a carry there. Scrambled underneath, ball knocked out of bounds. Foul on Mills. On the arm. First foul on Mills. Stevie Glenn working that ball up court. Might have gotten away with travel, but it was not called. First substitution of the ball game into the game for Southwestern comes number 34. That is James Hunter, a 6'4" sophomore. Southwestern coach Perry Watson used about 9 or 10 players. Not surprised to see him substitute liberally. Hunter takes it baseline, loses control. It's a foul called underneath. And that will go against Juan Street. Much different tempo, much quicker pace than that first game, which was more of a pro game, the Class B state championship.
Ed, I think we can look for Southwestern to try and hit some shots more from the outside to try and get that zone out a little bit farther.
Or at least try and bring it out so they can then sneak it underneath.
Good double team in the corner there by Romulus.
Nice baseline move for Southwestern. Anderson Hunt. Romulus with the score 8-8, 4 court. Shot rolls off and rebounded for Southwestern. Quickly down court they go. Terence Wheeler says, come out and give me some help. Hunt does. Now Wheeler from the far side. Shot is short. Rebounded by Romulus. We get either a travel or a foul. And we get a foul call on Anderson Hunt.
Great effort by Bill Johnson of Romulus here, doing everything he can to get that ball down court after the loose ball came out. In the end, it turned out the foul saved a sure layup for Romulus.
Anderson Hunt, first personal, third team foul.
3 team fouls on Southwestern now. Romulus will try and break the 8-8 stalemate. Yes. Bill Johnson with his 6th point of the ball game. 10-8. Wheeler now. Back to Hunt. Wheeler trapped in the corner. Gets it off inside. Shot blocked away by Mills. He jumps to the rebound, and it is recovered by Romulus. Quickly into the forecourt. Baseline move. No. Rebound. Wheeler. Southwestern. Look ahead. Look ahead. He does it. Yes, he does. Makes the bounce pass to Hunt. Great move. The shot stays on and drops in.
Great pass by Wheeler. To throw a bounce pass from that distance is extremely difficult. And he put it right on the money.
We are tied at 10. Mills has been just a little bit of a factor, not a Mr. Basketball in Michigan type factor, but look at the defense. You can see on your set, when that ball gets anywhere close to Mills, they will collapse on him. 2:35 to go. Watch now. 1-2. Well, the ball moves away into the corner. Mills now moves baseline. Ball comes outside. Try to get into 3 players surround him. He turns, shoots. Why not?
Al Wilkerson's done a fine job, but there's some things you can't coach.
Steal by Romulus. Pass underneath. Tries to get up the shot, and he does. Great effort by Stevie Glenn. Glenn, who had a great game in the semifinals yesterday, is off to a good start today. Romulus breaks to a 4-point lead. That's the biggest lead of the ball game.
Stevie Glenn with the shot of the day so far in this game.
Yes, in this game.
Yeah, good point.
Underneath, the Prospectors work. They're prospecting for points, and they get it. From Derek Vineyard, his first bucket of the ball game. 14-12. More pressure by Southwestern. They break it.
But credit Terence Wheeler again. A great pass set up that play. Although he doesn't get the assist, the pass created the second shot, which was the basket.
1:35 to go, first period. 14-12. Romulus on top of Detroit Southwestern. Blocking foul.
And despite the fact that we've had a few points scored, of course, according in relation to the first game that we saw a lot of points scored, I'm impressed with both teams' defenses so far. They've played very well defensively.
It's not exactly like run and shoot and there's no defense at the other end. They're having to work for the points. Romulus now, baseline, no, rebounded. Out to Hunt, looking for Wheeler, finds him on the side, looks to help, cuts into the basket, makes a great move, can't convert, and we get a foul underneath.
Wheeler made a great move on the right side to get inside, Ed, but then he made the mistake of not going to the board. He came in from the side, and to do that without using the backboard is a very difficult shot, and that's why he missed it, I believe.
Foul on Street. Third team foul. Prospectors. Hunt. No. Rebound. Underneath. Again a miss. Retrieved by Romulus. Here come the Eagles. Forecourt slapped away. Great play by Terence Wheeler. He's all alone. Well, he's got Mills back there. And he makes a shot anyway. Good effort.
He felt a freight train coming right down his back, and he had the presence of mind to lay it up there soft.
Or an aircraft carrier. 14-14, as Al McGuire would say. Here comes Romulus high again. State championship game, first quarter, Class A. Mills takes it up. Doesn't find the shot. Get a foul against Southwestern.
This is a little bit of a preview for Terry Mills, of course, playing on this court that the Michigan Wolverines play on, Ed. He'll be coming here to play his college basketball.
Great recruit. For Bill Frater, the University of Michigan, Mills will go to the free throw line.
Mills, by the way, shooting 73% from the line. You get a chance to see his form. You don't shoot in the 70s without excellent form and good concentration.
6'9", might be a little tall on that, might be more like a 6'10". Don't think he's going to be a dominating force type player inside though, but he runs pretty good. Kind of an ideal replacement when you think about a forward dunker.
Oh, he'll do a fine job.
It's the same type of physical player.
We get a chance there to see our second substitution in for Southwestern, Ronald Waller, a 6'1" sophomore, number 32, in for the Prospectors.
There he goes, makes them both. 16-14 Romulus with 45 seconds to go in the first period. Southwestern looking for its first state championship. Mills on the steal. They took full length. Passes off. Good dish off. And a foul on number 14 for Southwestern. That would be William Claiborne.
Ed, you and I last night saw a 6'11" player for the University of Kansas, Danny Manning, coming down and doing some things with the basketball. We got a chance to see Terry Mills there, coming down court, under control, and throw a pass like that. And it's just amazing to see somebody of that ability do that kind of stuff at that size.
Derek Vineyard, number 20, back into the game for Southwestern. What do you think of what it was like 20 years ago? 6'9" people barely were able to run up and down the floor, let alone try a dribble. These guys can do it all. Avery Jones misses his first free throw attempt. (16-14) Romulus trying to make it a 3-point spread. This is Jones. That was good. Tough to make that second one once you miss the first one.
It is. That rim gets a little smaller.
Yes, it does.
30 seconds left.
Self-doubt. Hunt has the ball slapped away. Direct steal. Here comes Johnson. Missed the slam. Pardon me, Avery Jones missed the slam. And with 22 seconds The Prospectors get it back. Wheeler, far side. Underneath. No, rebounded by Mills. 10 seconds to go, first quarter. Mills looking, can't find anybody to pass to. We get a travel call against Terry Mills. 17-14 Romulus, 7 seconds to go first period.
Perry Watson a little unhappy with what he's seeing out there right now.
Saying, gentlemen, we are not doing what we are supposed to do. 5 seconds to go. In the corner for Wheeler. 3, lets it go, no. And that's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Romulus 17, Detroit Southwestern 14. From Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor, this is the Michigan High School Sports Network. Ed Phelps along with Rick Berkey back at Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor, where at the end of the first period of the state Class A basketball championship game, the Romulus Eagles lead the Southwestern Prospectors from Detroit 17-14. Southwestern to inbounds to start the second period of play. Rick, you got some shooting percentages?
In that first quarter, Romulus 40%, 6 out of 15.
Wheeler's shot slapped away by Terry Mills, but the rebound put in for Southwestern by number 20, Derek Vineyard.
The Prospectors shot 37% in that first quarter. Turnovers, even 3 apiece in the first period.
Working against pressure as they have been all day long. Romulus able to get it into forecourt, looking for Mills. Mills has been surrounded. He had 6 points in the first quarter, but he had to work very hard for them. Bill Johnson at the point. Johnson now to Stevie Glenn. Good senior guard, 5'11". There's number 12. He had a great game in the semifinals yesterday. He's a factor. Johnson is a junior. He's 6'2". They play catch in the backcourt. Mills now moves over to the near side of the lane. Try and get the ball underneath. He's surrounded and decides to take it back outside. Terry Mills, Michigan's Mr. Basketball for 1986. 6'9", averaging triple figures. 27 points.
On a foul on the baseline there, as you mentioned, again, for all the numbers he's averaging, we talked a little bit about the gadget defenses and the way that teams collapse about him. This nothing new. It's happened all season long to Terry Mills, and he's still able to compile the great statistics that he has.
Now he's probably seen it all. Here we get a replay of the foul coming up. It occurred right under the basket. Glenn going baseline, and he is cut off by number 32, Ronald Walker. So Glenn, point guard, puts up his first free throw and makes it.
Romulus, as we said, first time that the school has been in the state championship, and you wonder if that's an advantage or disadvantage, and that Southwestern's there the 5th time and still trying to break that jinx.
Makes them both, and it's 19-16. I don't think it's an advantage or disadvantage. Slap away by Romulus. Forecourt, yes, great move by Bill Johnson. Took it to the far side of the lane and backhanded it up.
Soft left hand, and now we've got a traveling violation in the backcourt.
Against Anderson Hunt, the junior from Detroit Southwestern. He's the young man who's come on, and we get a timeout. Southwestern, Perry Watson wants to put a halt to things. With the score, 21-16 in favor of Romulus. From Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor, this is the Michigan High School Sports Network. Along with Rick Berkey back, Crisler Arena, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Class A state championship game. Romulus High in white with a maroon trim against the Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern High School in blue and gold. Those of you who weren't with us this morning, Saginaw Buena Vista defeated Flint Beecher for the Class B championship 33-32 on a 55-foot shot at the buzzer by Chris Coles. Underneath, Romulus trying to stretch their lead. No, ball tapped out of bounds and it'll go to Southwestern.
But again, what a great pass by Terry Mills. The quick release, he rifled it in there right on the money, didn't get the hoop.
Southwestern now trying to figure a way to cut into this 5-point deficit, facing pressure as they have been all afternoon. Anderson Hunt get it into forecourt. Wheeler pumps once. Oh, that's not too bad of a shot, folks.
Wheeler left his feet looking for somebody inside. There was nobody there. Said, what the heck?
Kept his feet in the air, pumped, and scored. So Romulus now into Mills, covered as he has been all day long. 2 or 3 will sag on him. Really almost no chance to get it to Mills. You've got to find someone else who's going to get the hot hand. Like that man right there for Romulus. Juan Street, his first basket of the ball game. 23-18, Prospectors.
Southwestern handling that press very, very well so far.
It's just kind of nagging, I think, and it drains you a little bit, too. You have to work. Those guards have to work all game long against that press.
Sometimes the press doesn't really show its benefit till the fourth quarter.
Hunt gets out. Oh, and it's going to be goaltending against Mills. I'd like to see a replay of that one.
The crowd doesn't agree. Again, it appeared from here that he got it on the way up, but the officials felt that he got it on the way down, and it's 2 points.
I want to see a replay of that one, guys. Here comes Romulus on the run. Glenn. Johnson. They'll play catch. They'll try and find Mills. No, Glenn will put it up. Short. Rebound to Southwestern. Long outlet pass to Wheeler. Yes. Knocked away. Stevie Glenn came all the way back down the court, made the knockaway, but get caught for the foul. Let's take a look at the replay here. Remember, if the ball reaches the apex, I would say that ball was still on the way up.
I would too. But again, on that last play, Doyle Callahan with the length of the court outlet pass over the top of his head. You've got to be strong, not just good to throw that kind of pass, and that pass led to the free throw situation for Terence Wheeler.
Well, we had a whistle in there. All right. 21, Wheeler with the first one.
I think it's somebody pretty talented in the stands.
Yes, I think he's right. Glad I wasn't hearing anything there.
Southwestern with the zone press after the made free throw.
Right. Romulus breaks it though. Good effort underneath, and we're getting a foul against Southwestern. Number 32, Ronald Waller, his second.
Now again, this is a foul definitely, but watch Waller. Talk about getting up off the ground here and preventing the shot.
And talk about not being about afraid of it to take a little physical contact.
Southwestern lineup. The line is shooting number 34, Avery Jones.
Avery Jones at the free throw line.
Although Jones gets the 2 free throws out of this, Ed, you wonder about the next time he makes a drive towards the basket. Will that defensive play effective?
What are you thinking about it? Jones is 2 for 4 from the line. Avery Jones is a 6'1" senior.
That's exactly what he's shooting from the line, 50% for the year.
Right on the mark.
That means he'll make half of this.
All right. Oh, well.
Pretty close.
24-22. Jones converts 1 out of 2. Here comes the Prospectors. Hunt. Looking for DeJuan Williams. Now back to the far side to Wheeler. Wheeler under pressure, almost loses the ball and gets it back to Hunt. Steal. Stevie Glenn for Romulus. Underneath Mills, look out! And the ball went in. Offensive foul.
Against Mills. He left from the top of the key and was about to bring the entire backboard down. Somehow it hit the rim and went straight up in the air. It would not have counted regardless because of the player control foul.
Second foul on Mills.
But the whole crowd came to its feet when he left the floor at the top of the key.
Looked like a pole vaulter taking off there. Prospectors trying to tie it up with 4:32 to go in the first half. Williams. Hunt. 15 feet, no. Pulled down by Romulus, knocked away. Mills will gather it in. Give it to Stevie Glenn. Will settle down with 4:15 to go in the first half.
Stevie Glenn, really one of the big keys to this Romulus team. Everybody knows about Mills, but a lot of folks don't know how effective he is and how well he's played all year.
Yes, Gil Johnson, good 2. It's a baseline turnaround move on. Quickly pass up court to Wheeler for Southwestern. Hunt. 26, 22. Williams on the far side. One of the many substitutes played by Perry Watson. He'll play 9 or 10 players every game.
Regularly, and they'll play more than a couple minutes.
Yes, no, it's not just getting them in for scoreboard sake. Baseline, trap, underneath. The Hunt, Wheeler will put it up. And when you put it up like that, why not?
I'm very, very impressed with Terence Wheeler, not only his scoring, but the way he's handling the ball on the offense, the half-court offense for the Prospectors. Made good decisions.
Breaking the press, looking for Mills. Pass off to Terry. Underneath, great pass. Lovely feed. Conversion by Juan Street.
6 assists a game, and right there you got a chance to see not only is he great, he's very unselfish.
Well, when you get up that high, it's pretty easy to get that pass off. Wheeler tries to go baseline. He's hammered.
Good point. If you block that pass, you might be called for goaltending.
All odds on Avery Jones. Here's Southwestern. Wheeler going baseline now, and you'll see coming right down on him.
In the lineup for Romulus, Troy Tipton, 6-foot senior, number 30.
Romulus will only use about 7 or 8 players. Tipton is one of those 2 or 3 substitutes. Wheeler has his first free throw attempt for a while. Wheeler with 10 points in the ball game. Converts the second one. And it's 28-25. Romulus maintaining its bulge, but not able to break it open. In fact, sometimes not looking like they can hold on to it. Ball tipped away there. Here come the Prospectors again. Wheeler goes baseline, makes a good move, and does not get the basket. It's tipped up and no good. Foul against Southwestern. Probably against Wheeler. He was right underneath. Barry Watson says, what's going on?
He wants an explanation of the call. He won't get it until a timeout occurs. By then, he'll probably have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
The question, I believe, here is whether it's a player control foul or an offensive foul. If he had not gotten rid of the ball, then they'll take the ball out of bounds. But in the bonus situation, had he gotten rid of the ball, then it becomes an offensive foul. They go at the other end and shoot the 1-and-1.
Saw Al Wilkerson just a moment ago. He's got his coat off, but for Southwestern, Perry Watson still has his coat on.
Now we will go down and shoot.
Now we will go. Romulus 28, Detroit Southwestern 25. Callahan's second foul. To the free throw line for Romulus goes Troy Tipton.
Troy has not been to the line but 14 times this season. He shot 8 out of 14 for 57%.
1-and-1.
Tipton makes his debut at the line, a successful one.
Coming off the bench, again, it's tough to do.
Great crowd here at Crisler Arena. Packed house. Packed house this morning for the B game. We understand there are just a few tickets left, probably less than 1,000 now. Tipton's second free throw attempt goes right for the CD doubleheader tonight. Here comes Southwestern quickly up court, 29-25 to score. Hunt looks, can't see anything underneath. It goes to the wing. Juwan Williams back to Hunt. Wheeler far side.
Romulus moving very well on that 2-3 zone.
Anderson Hunt says, if you're going to back it in that far, I'll just take the shot from out here. He has 8 points, and it's 29-27.
2:20 to go in our first half. Very good basketball game.
Good basketball game. Both teams pressuring, following each basket. Here's Mills, puts it up from 18.
I was about to say, Ed, that's the first bad shot he's taken today. The one that went in,
That would be a bad shot for you and I. But for him, it's not bad at all. 31-27, Romulus by 4. Wheeler trapped in the corner but finds Anderson Hunt. Far side, Juwan Williams almost walks, gets a pass off, gets through about 4 different hands and comes into the hands of Wheeler. Now they'll revolve it around, set their offense again. Ball knocked away, Mills, quick pass out. Hanging in the air, but unable to convert to Stevie Glenn to get a foul. We get a walking call. I guess he didn't hang enough.
He hung. But he took a little drag before he did.
31-27. Here comes Southwestern. Working hard to get the ball in the 4 corners. Anderson Hunt, number 12, a 6'1 junior. That's Terence Wheeler. Baseline, good move, and yes, conversion for Southwestern by Derek Vineyard, the 6'6 junior. And it's 31-29 to Prospectors.
Another assist
Digging
for
back
Terence
into the ball
Wheeler
game.
there.
Yes, another assist for Terence Wheeler.
Look at him collapse again
Yes,
around Mills.
let's watch him. Almost got the ball.
We got a chance to see there. That was a Detroit Southwestern sandwich. Where Mills in the middle and 4 defenders around him. And according to the officials, a few of them on him.
Fouls on Hunter, third personal. Terry Mills on the line, 1-1.
Hunter, who did not start the ball game, but came in as a substitute, third personal on him. Mills goes to the line.
Mills now we have with 10 points in the game.
As the Romulus cheerleaders watch from the sidelines.
Correction, 9.
9.
Terry must have heard us. He wanted to make it 10.
There he goes.
Terry Mills comes out now, the final minute of play. Good substitution here by Al Wilkinson to give his player an extra minute rest and prevent a foul, which might be a factor later in the second half.
You've got a 33-29 ball game. At the very least, you're going to be in pretty good shape at halftime. Southwestern will continue to try and work now inside with Mills out of there. They might be able to get that ball underneath, but they can't. Good defense by Romulus. Eagles working hard. 40 seconds to go. They finally do get it underneath. And it's converted by Derek Vineyard. He has 8. Southwestern's within 2 with 35 seconds to go.
Great spin move by Vineyard. And an unfortunate situation here for Southwestern. A foul committed in the backcourt, but it would have been a turnover. I don't think the foul committed to the turnover. The Prospectors would have gotten it back, but the foul occurred just prior to the pass.
We could hear the hand slap, though, from here. It was Anderson Hunt.
It was legitimate.
Yes,
yeah.
it was a legitimate call. But that gives Romulus a chance to go to the basket, free throw line, and Bill Johnson will get a chance. He has 10 points. Junior, 6'2".
Shooting 62% from the charity stripe.
Hasn't been to the line this game. Makes his first. 34-31. Great to have you with us.
Southwestern, by the way, 7 out of 9 this quarter, 78% from the floor, and yet they're still behind on the scoreboard. That's not a good sign for them.
Johnson misses. 25 seconds to go. Southwestern can close the gap. They are 3 behind. The Eagles of Romulus high. This is Wheeler, baseline, stops, underneath. No basket.
Sounding
Jawan
like a broken
Williams put it
record, I know, Ed, but look at the pass here by Terence Wheeler.
Well, it's the key.
Penetrates on the baseline, brings the defense to him under, and among the land of the Giants, threads that pass out, and that pass is responsible for drawing a foul.
15 seconds to go. Prospectors ball out of bounds. Going to get one more substitution.
41, Kevin Williams.
Into the ball game for Southwestern is Kevin Williams, a 6'3" sophomore. William Claiborne, who started the ball game, is out, and Romulus will make a substitution. They will bring in number 10, Ken Jones, a 5'8" senior.
Ken Jones, by the way, not related to Avery Jones on the Eagles.
Gives Romulus a little bit more quickness out there, maybe a little more ball handling. Definitely losing in the height situation. To the free throw line for Detroit Southwestern is Dewan Williams, number 33. This one is good.
Rebounds were fairly even early on, but I get the feeling that Romulus has built up an advantage here as we've gone through the second quarter.
Second one, no good. Ball out of bounds, knocked out by Romulus. Southwestern with 13 seconds to go has a chance to tie it before the half.
Good break here for the Prospectors, a chance at the hard three-point play.
Back out to Juwan Williams. Wheeler, 10 seconds. Hunt, probing, looking, gets the pass off to Wheeler with 4, 3. Wheeler puts it up. No good. Rebound put up. No good.
It would have counted.
Yes.
Official said it would have counted had it gone. It did not. And
Vineyard had a
exciting
chance.
first half.
And so, at the half, the score is Romulus 34, Detroit Southwestern 32 from Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. This is the Michigan High School Sports Network. Exactly are. 34-32, favor of Romulus High at the half over Detroit Southwestern. Rick Berkey, your thoughts on the first half of play?
Well, again, like I said, it was a very, very good first half of action in that both teams played very, very good defense. Now, they both got a good, strong, explosive type of offensive team, and yet despite that, they played very good defense. Inside, they're collapsing around, they being Detroit Southwestern around Mills, and although Mills had a good half with 10 points, I think that Southwestern should feel pretty good about the job that they've done. They forced him out. He made a couple shots that were very difficult that only a Terry Mills can make. And as a result of that, that has kept Romulus on top, I believe. Just the individual excellence by Mills. On the other hand, Southwestern, again led by playmaker Terence Wheeler, gets the ball inside. I think as a whole, they've gotten better shots.
I think Southwestern is probably happy to be in the position that they are behind by 2. With a score 34-32 at halftime from Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor, this is the Michigan High School Sports Network. One minute, 9 seconds left in halftime of the Class A championship basketball game between Detroit Southwestern, the Prospectors in blue and gold, and Romulus High in white and maroon, with Romulus led by Michigan's Mr. Basketball, Terry Mills, ahead 34-32 at the half. Mills is the leading scorer, but he had to work awfully hard for those points. Leading scorer for his team is Bill Johnson, pardon me. Mills had 10, Johnson had 11. Terence Wheeler had 8 points for Detroit Southwestern, and again, he played a fine ball game for him.
Derek Vineyard, a quiet 8 points
Yes.
for the Prospectors. I mean, you don't see him involved in the offense in terms of how often he has the ball, but when he does, he's fairly productive. And Steve Glenn, again, the outside controller for Southwestern, making a big factor as well.
And again, with everyone pressuring on Mills for Romulus High, you're bound to have someone else open. And in fact, Mills finished the first half with 10 points, but Bill Johnson had 11.
Of course, Stevie Glenn is on the Romulus side, not Detroit Southwestern. But again, you get a chance to look at that. Let's look at some numbers for the first half, Ed. From the floor, 48% for Detroit Southwestern. Coach Perry Watson has to be pleased with that. 54% though for the Romulus Eagles. Any team that shoots over 50% in the state championship game, I like their chances an awful lot. From the line, 4 out of 6 for Southwestern, 67%, 10 out of 14, 71%. Not much difference in terms of percentage, but in terms of number of shots, that's a big factor. They've been to the line, they being Romulus 14 times as opposed to 6 for Southwestern.
I would think that both teams are pretty content with what has happened in the first half, and no one will make any major changes here as we head into the third period. Would you agree, Rick?
I don't look for it at all. Again, maybe on the full court pressure, I think we can look for Southwestern to try and pick it up a little bit stronger. Okay, they were there in the first half. However, it was, as we said, kind of a nagging pressure. I think you're going to try and say, let's pick it up and see if we can force them to the outside and get a trap at the midcourt line. Romulus,
of course, will inbound the ball to start the second half. Steve Glenn will do the inbounding. He is number 12. The other starters are 52, Terry Mills, 34, Avery Jones, number 40, Bill Johnson, who had the good first half. And I'll pick up that fifth starter as soon as I find him. It's Juan Street underneath. For Southwestern, their starters return, Terence Wheeler, along with William Clyburn, Derek Vineyard, Anderson Hunt, and Doyle Callahan. Ball knocked away, almost off the hands there of Bill Johnson, but official rules that it was knocked away by Southwestern's number 14, William Clyburn. Romulus into Mills. When in trouble, look to the big fella. He goes baseline, puts it up from 20.
That's the kind of shot I'm talking about. Now, Perry Watson's team's defense there was very good. But Terry Mills is one of the few people in the state that can make a shot against that kind of defense, falling away from 19.
You've done that. You've done all you could, son. That skip pass attempted there by Wheeler, and it went off the foot of Mills and out of bounds, so the Prospectors will get it in on the far sideline. Tom Slade, the official there. Dennis.
Certainly a thrill to come back and officiate the state finals on the campus where he was once a player for the Wolverines in football.
He was a quarterback. Southwestern not willing really to put it up from the outside. They've had chances for 14, 15 footers, but haven't been able to put it off so far.
Against the 2-3 zone.
Skipped away. That ball goes between 4 sets of legs and will go out of bounds to Southwestern.
I'm not sure if anybody touched it.
I don't know if anybody did or not. Prospectors way to the outside of Bill Claymont.
Watch the movement by Johnson up front here in the Romulus defense.
Hunt underneath. Callahan won't get the roll.
Player control foul. We'll give it back to the Romulus Eagles with a 4-point lead. Use that left arm and then throw off a little protection on the right.
Third personal foul. First team foul.
That is Callahan's 3rd personal foul. Here comes Romulus, seemingly a little out of sync now against the Southwestern pressure. Broken by Stevie Glenn. He loses it though. Unable to save it, and it goes over to the Prospectors.
Well, Ed, I think that's what we were looking for.
Right.
A little bit more. It seemed to be a little more aggressive on that press, and so far it paid off.
36-32 Romulus. 6:50 to go here in the 3rd period of play. Wheeler, he's not afraid to put it up. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Romulus looking for help to get the ball inbounds. Didn't get the 5-second count. Mills puts it up from about 4 feet, gets off an off-balance shot. Not like that.
Juan Street with the bounce pass across the lane. Kind of a dangerous pass. He got away with it, but in most cases, I don't think Al Wilkerson would want him to throw that particular pass.
Underneath for Southwestern now. Bounce pass attempted to Tarence Wheeler, picked off by Stevie Glenn. Here comes Romulus on the run. Glenn going to take it all away himself. Yes.
The intimidation that time of Terry Mills on the left side, I think, led to the basket by Glenn. Everybody kept looking for Mills, including the defense, so Glenn said, I'll keep it.
And of course, if the defense had come out, then they would have he would have passed to Mills and gotten the basket anyway. 40-34, biggest lead of the ball game for Romulus. Southwestern, Wheeler, top of the key, will not get the bounce, but it's pulled down for the Prospectors by Doyle Callahan. And it's 40-35. Pressure in the backcourt now, a little bit more intense, as we said. Again, working towards that 10 count, it's very close. Glenn breaks it. Yes.
Juan Street squared himself up very well on the baseline. The tendency in that situation is to fall towards the out of bounds, but he squared himself up, got his feet in position, went up fine for the jumper.
No harm, no foul on the midcourt line, but we get a foul down underneath. 5:14 to go here, 3rd period, 42-36.
Romulus 4 for 4 in this quarter from the floor. Not a bad percentage.
Ronald Waller comes into the ball game for Southwestern. Waller replaces William Fiber. And the officials want a consultation with the referee, and Tom Slade will go over about what's going on. Perry Watson wants to talk about it too.
There's some confusion on.
I think might have been who was the foul against.
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation for any official. Sometimes you give the signal, you go back, get yourself in position, and you simply forget. And often in this case, they'll take some time, get themselves together, try and recreate the play in their mind, and it'll come back to you. And I think that's what Tom Slade did there.
Romulus now looking to inbound the ball. They've had trouble the last 2 or 3 times, but they're able to get it in. Good move. Oh, nice pass underneath the Glenn. Down among the giant trees, and he can't put it up again. But he's fouled.
I mentioned the pass by Avery Jones to Glenn. We get a chance to see it again.
Southwestern with another substitution. James Hunter coming in. Here's the pass. Fired underneath the Glenn. Stops. And he is fouled. And we get a timeout. With a score, 42-36, favor of Romulus from Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. This is the Michigan High School Sports Network. Stretch their halftime lead from 2 points to now 6 with 5:07 to go in the 3rd period. And the reason, Rick Berkey,
Excellent shooting.
That's what it's all
Romulus,
about.
the Eagles hit the last 3 shots of the second quarter. They've come out and hit the first 4 shots of the third quarter. And according to my new math, that's 7 straight.
Now, it sounds good to me according to old math, too. 42-36, 5:07 to go. Romulus gets a chance to stretch the margin a little bit more as the 5'11 senior, Stevie Glenn, gets to the free throw line.
We're not talking about easy shots
No.
either.
43-36, biggest lead of the ball game.
Biggest lead for Romulus in that first half was 3 points, I believe. 17-14.
Free throw short, rebound pulled down for Southwestern. James Hunter. Skip pass on the far side. Anderson Hunt puts it up. Yes.
Great body control by Hunt.
His first basket of the second half, and it's 43-38. The issue is far from decided. Glenn breaks the pressure. A little help, looking for Mills underneath, can't find it, far side. Now Glenn will work. Take it right up the middle. Good dish off, and 2. For Avery Jones, and it's back to a 7-point margin.
Fine feed again for Romulus.
Southwestern, Anderson Hunt in the corner. Trying to break through the zone pressure. Can't. Intercepted by Stevie Glenn. Glenn goes behind the back, takes it all the way, knocked away by Wheeler, and we're going to get a foul call on Terence Wheeler.
Wheeler went up, and I think it was clean with the hands, but the body kicked the foul. Pretty much almost required in that situation because with the drive, it looked like a sure layup and basket.
There you see the drive and the block. And I think you called it correctly. Might have got him on the top of the hand a little bit.
Looking at it there, I think he did. Sure is nice to have that second look.
No, I tell you, Stevie Glenn goes to the free throw line. Romulus margin is 7. They have never won a state basketball championship. And the margin is now 8.
Of course, if they do it this year, nobody will keep saying that.
That's exactly right.
Neither had Saginaw Buena Vista.
That's right.
And the place is still shaking from that shot by three-quarter court.
Here comes Southwestern prospecting, trying to find a way to get back into this ball game. They kind of dug themselves in a hole. Really, it's been the fine work by Romulus that's done it. Wheeler will try something. He creates, doesn't get the basket. Mills reaches for the rebound, can't get it. Scramble down on the floor, pass off back to Wheeler, and 2.
Great play by Doyle Callahan. Extended his body, just threw it on the floor to get the ball, saved it, got it somehow over to Callahan for the layup. Just tremendous hustle and desire by Callahan.
Southwestern now pulling back from that press, not nearly as strong as it was to start the second half. Romulus underneath Mills. Basketball, Mr. Basketball in Michigan. Doesn't get off a good shot, mainly because he is fouled by Derek Vineyard, the 6'6" junior.
And before the shot,
Third personal, 5th team foul.
this is the one you always hold your breath on sometimes because there's, you fear an injury in this situation. One guy going up, one guy coming down.
Not much to say about it other than the fact that it's a good call. Mills with a soft touch.
Have him now for 15 points on the night. And a perfect 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. I did it to him.
That's it over there.
48-40, Romulus, 3:25 to go. Third period. Class A state title game. Looking for a new champion this year. Flint Northwestern, the 2-time defending champion, was dethroned in the semifinals yesterday. And the new champion will be either Romulus or Detroit Southwestern. Southwestern are running one-hander there by Anderson Hunt to pull the Prospectors back to within 6.
Hunt with 10 with 3 minutes to go.
Ooh, trap, and breaks out of it. Underneath the Mills. Good dish off. Knocked away by Southwestern.
Terry Mills got caught up in midair that time. He just kind of guessed where his teammate was. He guessed wrong, however, he did put it at the feet of one of the Prospector defenders, and the Eagles keep it as a result.
Mills, he might put it up. Nope, takes a step in now. He will. Oh, nice dish underneath.
No guessing there. He spotted his man, and he put it right into the hands
One street.
of Street.
Southwestern now trailing by 8. Hunt. Top of the key. Looks to the far side. Claiborne. Hunt. Here's Wheeler from about 15. Short. Southwestern had a difficult time on the board.
Prospectors,
overside.
Yeah, they got a bad break that time. They had great position there, 3 players right around there, but the rebound came out long, and they weren't able to control it.
Romulus trying to make it a 10-point lead, and they will. Barnes Street with his second straight basket. He has 6 in the period, and it's 52-42.
Coach Perry Watson has to be concerned now with a 10-point disadvantage. 2 minutes to go. They have to call a timeout if Romulus scores again. Instead, we've got a foul on the drive by Wheeler.
Bill Johnson doing the fouling, knocking the ball out of bounds, and also getting his body on Wheeler, and so Wheeler will get a chance to go to the line. Perry Watson, the concerned coach of Detroit Southwestern High School, prowling the sidelines. Watson, for the 5th straight year, has brought the Prospectors to Crisler Arena for the Class A state championship game. But he has yet to go home a winner, and it would appear to be a difficult task. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd period here, 10 minutes to go in the game. Terence Wheeler. Interesting spelling on his first name, which is T-A-R. There is the Romulus bench, the Eagles, who have lost but twice this year. Wheeler gets the second one after missing the first. 52-43. Ed Phelps along with Rick Berkey, Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. Don't forget the CD doubleheader starting with the Class D championship game. And that'll be at 7 o'clock tonight. Few seats left for that one if you're in the neighborhood. Mills with a dish. Oh, my. And the great play there was the catch of the pass by Avery Jones.
The fans enjoying that action, and Terry Mills jumped up at midcourt a la Scott Skiles and shook his fist in the air. He felt good about that one.
And that'll help Southwestern. Anderson Hunt. He has 6 points in this quarter. 54-45. Boy, that was an amazing catch of the pass by Avery Jones down there. The preceding basket by Romulus.
Ed, they still haven't missed. They've made 11 in a row. They're 8 for 8 in this quarter.
Let's not jinx them. Well, they just missed. Now Southwestern with a 9-point deficit can cut into it. Quickly up court they come. Here come the Prospectors. Ball knocked away. We'll have a foul called on number 44 for Juan Street for Romulus.
Still a common foul situation. Just the second team foul, so it'll be a while before Southwestern goes to 1-1. Blocking foul called on Romulus.
Earl Callahan took a shot up. Terry Mills batted it away into about the 3rd row. Oh, in fact, it goes into the hands of Perry Watson, the Southwestern coach.
Southwestern fans wanted a goaltending call as well. They'll have to settle for the 2 free throw attempts.
Callahan to the line for Southwestern. He was a starter. He has just 4 points in the ball game. He'll have 2 now. You hear that air ball cheer, which is becoming in vogue throughout the world of basketball. We'll hear some great cheering tonight when Novell meets Detroit Chorus in the Class C championship game. That Saginaw Novell cheering section is one of the best I've ever seen.
Very entertaining group of people. They have a lot of fun. That's the way it should be.
And the word for the night will be squid. We'll see what we'll tell you all about that when we come back to that Class CD doubleheader a little bit later on this evening. 54-45, 58 seconds to go, 3rd period. Stevie Glenn picks up the foul for Romulus. Southwestern again finding it difficult going against the 2-3 zone of Romulus. Knocked away. Good move that time on the defense for Romulus High.
Bill Johnson got the hand in there.
Great effort. Johnson, trouble. Gets it back to Glenn. They can afford to be patient now. They got a 9-point advantage. And they got the big guy, too, and he's got it in the corner. Mills.
He sure can make it easier to keep the ball away, can't he?
He can help, doesn't he? Juan Street is not actually a small fellow either. There's pressure. Oh, they call it a tie. And the arrow pointing in the direction of the Prospectors of Southwestern, so it'll be Southwestern's ball on. Well, some people might want to foul on that.
He wrapped his arms around Ed, but as we saw it right in front of us, I don't think he fouled him.
No.
I think he got the ball all the way around.
Yeah, I think you're right. Southwestern, with 18 seconds to go in the period, trying to cut into the 9-point deficit. Underneath they go. Yes. Down to 7. Basket by Doyle Callahan. 6 points in the period. 7 seconds to go, third period. Romulus quickly into the near court. Shot at the buzzer, no. 54-47. With the score 54-47, Romulus ahead of Detroit Southwestern from Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. This is the Michigan High School Sports Network. The Eagles of Romulus High in white with maroon trim stand just 8 minutes away from their first ever state Class A basketball championship, and there is the Romulus cheering section. But the blue-clad Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern, who have been here 4 years in a row and have never won the state championship, are going to try to say something about it. Romulus leads by 7. Ed Phelps along with Rick Berkey as we start the fourth period of play. Inbounds it goes to Terry Mills of Romulus, Michigan's Mr. Basketball. Stevie Glenn, number 12. Underneath the Mills, surrounded, brings it out. Free throw line, and Mills invents his own shot, and it's a 9-point margin.
He had the defense going one way, and almost as if he intended all along. He knew they were going to go there. He came back the other way for the 12-footer.
Prospectors looking. Difficult going for them today against this zone defense. Terence Wheeler. He goes baseline among the trees, does not get the basket to fall, but it's rebounded by Southwestern, and 2 points for the Prospectors by Derek Vineyard. He is 6'6". He is a junior.
Still plenty of time for Southwestern here now. The traveling violation will give it back to the Prospectors, but Ed, they want to make sure that they don't panic now and act like there's only a minute and a half to go, trailing by 7 points. There's a world of time, a whole quarter.
Well, I don't think Perry Watson will let them panic. The margin is down to 7. Anderson Hunt, point. Donald Waller underneath. On the back, I believe they're going to call a foul. Yes, on number 44 for Romulus. That will be Juan Street.
Both teams, by the way, shooting the bonus from here on in. So with over 7 minutes left, you got to think free throw shooting is going to have a big say in who wins this game.
Now Street is 6'5". He is the big help to Mills underneath, and he has 3 personal fouls, so he'll have to watch himself. Callahan makes the first 2. Callahan makes the first 2. We get a timeout. 56-50. Romulus ahead of Southwestern from Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. This is the Michigan High School Sports Network. Both teams coming back to the court. 56-50. Romulus ahead of Detroit Southwestern. At the free throw line for the Prospectors of Southwestern is Doyle Callahan. He had made the first of 2 when the timeout was taken. He will try to complete the perfect 2. And cut the margin to 5. Has it go off the back of the iron, it's rebounded by Romulus High. Player almost run over there, but was able to keep control. Glenn now Looking to Johnson. Johnson trapped, back to Glenn, the point guard. Trouble getting it over the timeline, but they were able to do so. Right into the hands of Terry Mills.
Friendly number 52 says, come on, just throw it over here. I'll take care of you, Stevie.
I'll take care of you guys. Romulus with a 6-point margin, 6:40 to go. Juan Street.
Street now with a dozen, nice release.
He's had 8 in the second half. And it's an 8-point margin. Southwestern didn't get a walk there. We got some kind of a scramble. We get a basket, and we get a foul on Terry Mills, and the basket will count.
You have to credit Derek Vineyard here for going right in at Mills. He's giving away about 4 inches here, but he is not intimidated at all.
That's 3 on Mills. Here we see it again.
Off the basket by Vineyard.
Here we see the contact, and the basket counts. Derek Vineyard's quietly been effective for Southwestern, hasn't he?
He's got 8 points on the night. As you said, it has been a quiet 8. 2 straight 1-and-1s missed, though, by Southwestern.
Missed the free throw.
Prospectors.
Rebounded by Mills. Romulus unable to get the ball safely in the forecourt, but it's knocked out of bounds by Southwestern, and they go back to Romulus.
Anderson Hunt taking congratulations for his near steal. He went up high, just couldn't quite control it.
58-52 the count.
Ronald Waller, number 32, is back in. You see him guarding right there.
Ooh,
And he commits the foul.
That'll be an obvious one. Waller came into the game in the third period. 6:12 to go, fourth period, 58-52. Romulus ahead of Detroit Southwestern. Bill Johnson will go to the line.
Johnson's been real quiet here in the second half. He had 11 first half points, but he has not scored in the second half.
But that's been really picked up by Juan Street, who's had 8 points in the second half for Romulus.
After 3 quarters, Romulus cooled off somewhat to a very, very presentable 63% from the floor for the game. Meanwhile, Southwestern warming up. They're at 54%. It's getting closer and closer.
But the margin stays at 7. Intercepted by Romulus. Here's Stevie Glenn. Looking, makes the move. Unable to convert, but look who's got the rebound, Mills. He hits the bottom of the backboard, knocked away. Mills on the steal, looking for some help. Finds. Shot is no good by Johnson, and we get a foul. Good pressure by Romulus.
Twice coming away. Watch the flurry of action here. Watch again the fine pass by Terry Mills. Now the instinct here is to take it right to the hoop. But he spotted Johnson open, made a fine pass.
And it'll be Johnson who goes to the free throw line. Johnson is a junior, 6'2". Now has 13 points in the ball game. The margin is 8. It has stayed right in that vicinity, that 6, 7, 8-point margin all through much of the second and third period. Misses, rebound, pulled down by Southwestern. Give it to Doyle Callahan. Anderson Hunt for the Prospectors now, who need some offense. Hunt stops, does not shoot, passes off. Shot in and out, and look who's there with the rebound.
I think we can call that with authority.
Terry Mills. Glenn now. Mills tries to dish it off, can't do it, but it's retrieved by Romulus. Possession arrow is pointing towards Southwestern, and that's what we will get. Held ball.
Now, a lot of fans home thinking, wait a minute, Southwestern got the last one. What a lot of fans seem to forget is when the quarter starts,
the arrow
it came back the other way.
Right.
Romulus got it at the end of the quarter.
You like that rule?
Yes, I do. I guess I originally was against it, but I've come to the conclusion watching it, even the only jump ball that you'll see at the start of the game, the officials now, throwing the ball up for 6'9", 6'11" players, it's very hard to throw it up straight.
Okay, I just wanted to know. Southwestern trailing by 8. Wheeler has the ball fall off his hand, can't make the shot that he was going to move. Anderson Hunt looking to make the shot. Underneath, slapped away by Mills of Romulus. Retrieved by Southwestern. Tipped by Mills, no good. Rebound, finally pulled down by the Eagles, number 34, Avery Jones. Romulus moving inexorably closer and closer to its first state championship. Johnson almost loses the ball right in front of his own coach, Al Wilkerson. Don't want to do that. 4:47. Glenn.
Southwestern staying the man-to-man and
steal,
almost worked.
Almost worked by Wheeler. Lob to Mills. Mills loses possession. We get a held ball. This time it'll go to Romulus. They'll take it out of bounds into their own offensive basket, and we'll get a substitution for Southwestern. William Clyburn will come back into the ball game. He started. He's only scored 2 points and basically has seen very little action.
Looking at the foul situation, we go into the final 4.5 minutes of this fourth quarter. The statistician Craig Johnson tells us that Romulus has 3 players with 3 fouls, Street, Jones, and Mills, as Romulus keeps it after the slap away. And for Southwestern, 4 players with 3 fouls each, Callahan, Vineyard, Hunter, and Waller.
A lot of fouls. No one in real serious trouble. Now that was tipped. Let's see what Tom Slade calls. Out of bounds to Romulus. 4:31 to go.
Hunt wanted a technical. He felt that Terence Wheeler reached across. Glenn did. Reached across and slapped it out of his hands before he had a chance to throw it.
Glenn now taking charge as a point guard should. Tries to go to Mills. He does. Turnaround. Boy, that's a tough shot. Unable to have it fall. And it's rebounded William Clyburn of Southwestern. The Prospectors moving quickly into forecourt. Pass to Terence Wheeler. Wheeler stops. Looks back to Hunt. Far side. Nothing doing. Underneath. Move back to Wheeler. Yes.
Good ball movement by the Prospectors.
Move that ball by passing. Best way to move the ball. That might be considered a foul.
But I tell you, I really like the move by Stevie Glenn there. He knew he had to man up in the air. He was coming down, and even though he was bracing himself for the foul, he stuck his hand out and tried to catch the defender, hoping that he might prevent or at least soften the cushion of his blow.
Clyburn picks up the foul, his 3rd of the ball game, and it will send to the line for Romulus Stevie Glenn. Playing his last high school game as a senior. And converts. Nice even balanced scoring attack by Romulus, I think we'll find, Rick, when we check that out. Glenn approaching double figures.
Glenn now with 11 points on the day. Unofficially.
Unofficially, I have 4 Romulus players in double figures. That's the way to win some basketball game. Steal by Glenn, and 2 more. And the margin quickly is up to 10 points. The Prospectors' prospects are dimming. With 3:40 to go in the ball game. It's not over yet, but it's going to be tough for Southwestern. They'll need everything they get, and they get 2 from William Clyburn.
Clyburn, good move on the baseline, but look at Stevie Glenn, batted ahead.
Almost. He had no choice. He couldn't pick it up. He was in traffic, and he just saw his teammate down the court and just kind of tipped it to him. Ball never got much more than a foot off the ground, and his teammate unable to retrieve it. Here's Wheeler. Looking. Can't get the basket. Mills with the rebound. 3-on-1. Now carried it.
Terry probably, if the one thing he should have done is given it up a little earlier.
They would have been in perfect position because he could have filled the lane then. Man in the middle with the ball. That's just what you want in a fast break.
And with him streaking down the right side, there was a definite possibility for a thunder dunk.
60-46, nearing the 3-minute mark in the 4th period. We are close to crowning the new Class A state champion as Mills pounds another nail into the coffin by intercepting the Southwestern pass. And with under 3 minutes to play, Romulus is looking to put the margin and back into double figures.
Terry Mills is tired, Ed. Very, very tired.
I think many of the Romulus players are. You saw that missed pass, and that is Wheeler converting, and it is now down to 6.
Fine pass from Anderson Hunt. I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout. That's exactly what Al Wilkerson's asking for, and he gets. Again, watching Mills the last time down, he almost literally walked down the court. But with 2.5 to go, he cannot afford to take him out.
64-58 the count. Romulus on top of Detroit Southwestern will have the Class D and Class C games later on this evening. In Class D, it will be Detroit Bulls against Detour from the Upper Peninsula, both winning their semifinal games yesterday. In the Class C championship, Detroit Bulls, a team that many feel might be as good a team as there is in any class in the state of Michigan against Saginaw Novell Catholic. Both of them won their semifinals easily yesterday.
We saw DeForest in the Class C semis really run away from Haslam, a very good basketball team. And then in the other C semifinal, Saginaw Novell doing the same thing in the Gawney.
That was kind of funny because Novell was not ahead that much until very late in the game. They just kind of seemed pulling away. Earlier today, in case you missed it, Saginaw University won its first Class B state championship, 33-32 over Flint Beecher with a 55-foot shot at the buzzer by Chris Coles of Univista. Yes, I said 55 feet, just over half court, on a rebound of a missed free throw that would have at least caused the game to be tied.
3 seconds to go.
3 seconds to go. Outletted the ball quickly to Coles, and Coles took one dribble and fired it up. And the place exploded when it came down right in the net.
I've never seen an arena so shaken.
You were calm and cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why you were on top of the table, but you were calm and cool. 64-58 the count here. The Class A's championship awaits Romulus High and the Eagles of Coach Al Wilkerson in just 2 minutes and 37 seconds. But the Prospectors will not quit. They have played very well the last 2 minutes. Pressure still on Romulus. Romulus had a 10-point lead. Was looking very good just over a minute ago, but now it's down to 6, and they're having to work hard. Glenn, baseline, 8-footer, yes. Can't let him get those kind of shots. That was a good shot, though, by Stevie Glenn.
Took it as far as he could go. Didn't really expect to get the shot in there, but he did, and he took it.
This is Wheeler. Anderson, Hunt. Far side. And it falls for Southwestern.
In trouble on the baseline. A tie-up will give it back to Southwestern.
Trouble for Bill Johnson there, as he was tied up by Ron Waller, who had just made the basket. And the lead still is at 6, and with 2 minutes to go, we got a ball game.
Southwestern, as you said, refuses to quit.
Refused to quit. Tarence, Wheeler, 18-footer, no. Mills, rebound, yes, outlet, almost in our lap. Stevie Glenn, take your time, Stevie. You don't need the baskets. You need to run the clock down, but he gets the hoop instead.
You're right, but I guess if it goes in, you take it.
Now Southwestern, we're going to get a little shoot 'em up action right now. Mills with another rebound. Long arms, using that height and good jumping ability and the long arms to lasso that rebound.
Now it's spread time for Romulus.
Right. 68-60, 1:30 to go in the ball game. Glenn, Johnson, Mills, back to Glenn. They'll spread it wide apart now. They're going to be forced to foul. Here's Mills. Almost a North Carolina four-corner offense, but not quite. They're spread wide open. Mills a trap. Wheeler fouls him, and with 1:07 to go, Gary Mills will go to the free throw line.
He called it an intentional foul, which will put Mills at the line for 2 shots instead of the 1-on-1.
No timeout, but we'll keep it right here. And I believe that Romulus High is pretty close right now, right?
They are. It's going to be very, very difficult for Southwestern to come back in this situation. Down by 8 points, and the talented Terry Mills at the free throw line, who's an excellent free throw shooter. All they can do is hope to score and call timeout. But from Romulus' side, again, the way they seem to spread that ball out, and when they can bring Mills all the way out to the midcourt line, trying to foul is very, very difficult when he has the ball a foot above the defenders.
Besides that, he's not really the right man to foul because he's an excellent free throw shooter.
Normally, you foul the big man.
But Mills shoots a vicinity of 70%. That's Perry Watson. Listen in on his huddle.
Dort only one. All right, so Dort only one can't foul him. Everybody else can foul him going for the ball. All right, as soon as they score, we get the rebound. We got to run the ball down the court. All right?
Perry Watson, one of the outstanding coaches in the state of Michigan for Southwestern High School in Detroit, brought his team to the finals for the 5th straight year, and it looks like they're going to go home without the big trophy for the 5th straight year. Romulus high with the 8-point lead. Mills can all but nail down the victory with a free throw line.
We see Al Wilkerson in the Romulus huddle, and I tell you, it has been a real strain. People think about the advantages of having a Terry Mills in your program, but there's a lot of pressure and a lot of strain in a coach in that situation. Al Wilkerson's been through it all. They've known for quite a long time that Terry Mills was going to be the most sought-after player when he came out as a senior. And a lot of that burden and pressure falls on the coach. He has to deal with recruiters and letters, phone calls, visits, and he's done all he can to help Terry Mills with a difficult decision.
Plus, any person in the street will say, hey, coach, you got Mills, you're going to win it all. I mean, there's tremendous pressure, tremendous pressure. Mills misses them both. Prospectors still alive. Got knocked away, and a foul on Steve Glenn. .102 to go in the ball game. Romulus High just 62 seconds away from its first Class A state championship.
I think if Southwestern's going to have a chance, they're going to have to make the steal in the backcourt. If Romulus can even get the ball across midcourt each time it gets it now, it's going to be too little too late for Southwestern.
This might be one of the more on Waller. Misses his first free throw attempt. Oh, we saw Michigan State miss some free throws last night. Need those.
34, James Hunter.
James Hunter back into the ball game for the Prospectors. Waller now needs one to pull his team within 7. And he gets it. Mills plays catch with Glenn, looking for some help. Get it into forecourt. Nice play. Mills back to Glenn. Now they'll spread it. 48 seconds to go. Glenn, no foul. Looking for help. He gets it in the form of number 52. And no foul, they let him play. Good move, here's Glenn. Little harm go to act, but it's stolen away. Anderson Hunt for Southwestern makes the layup, and we're down to a 5-point margin. And Southwestern quickly takes timeout.
Well, it's not impossible right now for Southwestern, but again, very unlikely. The situation here with Romulus, moving the ball around, did a pretty good job. They knocked off 30 seconds by doing that. Then the steal and the layup. If they can knock off another 10 or 15 with this possession, it'll still be virtually impossible.
Big crowd here at the Crisler Arena today. Home of the University of Michigan Wolverines, who had that splendid season under Bill Frieder. Perry Watson counsels his Southwestern players, and the Romulus fans cheer as a part of the contingent here at Crisler. Frieder's season at the University of Michigan probably ending a little bit sooner than most people expected, certainly sooner than they wanted it to end. But in light of all of the upsets in the NCAA basketball tournament this year, it was not surprising. Al Wilkerson, coat off, down to less than a minute, 31 seconds as a matter of fact. Nervousness showing on the faces.
You mentioned Coach Frieder. We just might have him with us in our post-game show, so the folks might want to stick around. We have Coach Frieder come over and chat a little bit about the season. But again, this is high school basketball. This is high school's glory day. The sad part, again, I guess the beauty part of the Michigan High School tournament is that every school gets a chance to be here. Every school in the state of Michigan gets a chance to be here. The bad part is that every school in the state of Michigan, except 4, will play their last game on a loss.
That's correct. But I guess it's better to have had the opportunity and lost than not have had the opportunity at all.
Can I write that down?
You probably won't get you anything. 68-63, 30 seconds to go. Romulus in white holding on to the 5-point margin, trying to inbound the ball, and they find the big guy. Mills. Glenn in the corner, trapped. Not really worried about that. They're just trying to run some time off. Oh, and that's a way to break the press. Take your time, Terry. We're down to 22 seconds.
Good decision by Mills not to aggress. They don't need the basket. They just need to eat the clock up. He knew he had a 3-on-1, but he wisely pulled it back out front. 19 seconds left.
Glenn is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. 65-63. Perry is using all of the tricks that he can. Perry Watson, the Southwestern coach. But it is going to be difficult. Glenn's had a nice game. He's had a good 4th period. I have him unofficially for 8 points in his 4th period.
They'll give him 17 on the game.
In fact, he and Mills are the co-leading scorers. And now with 18, he takes over the scoring lead from Mills.
And substitution coming in right now for Southwestern. Derek Vineyard back in for Clyburn. But again, there's little that Southwestern can do. It's a long 19 seconds for Romulus because they can't wait to start jumping around and celebrating the championship.
16 seconds. The Prospectors quickly into the forecourt. Anderson Hunt with your basic not too bad move. Cuts the margin to 5, 8 seconds. And we get a foul on Hunt. 7 seconds to go, 70-65. Romulus High School will be the new Class A basketball champions of the state of Michigan. And Coach Al Wilkerson of Romulus believes it because he just put his coat on.
The only time the coat's been on since he walked out in warm-ups. He's taking congratulations, the whole Romulus bench enjoying it, and well they should.
Romulus from right around the Detroit Metropolitan Airport. As a matter of fact, a town that probably a lot of you have passed through or right besides as you go to Metro Airport to take a plane flight someplace. Or perhaps you've flown in over Romulus.
Nice gesture over there. We saw Terry Mills wave and say something to Al Wilkerson. Again, we talked about the pressure that Wilkerson has gone through the entire career of Terry Mills. Those two have been very, very close. And I'm sure there's a special feeling that only those two can get out of this championship.
Bit of a smile showing on his face. Makes them both. 19 unofficially for Terry Mills. 7 seconds to go. The new Class A state basketball champions in the state of Michigan go to the Eagles of Romulus High. And there you have it. Take it easy, guys. It's only a basketball game. But it's, of course, for all the marbles, the Class A championship in Michigan. Final score, Romulus 72, Detroit Southwestern 65. From Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor, this is the Michigan High School Sports Network. Ed Phelps back along with Rick Berkey, where a new Class A state basketball champion has been crowned. Romulus High winning over Southwestern 72-65. Let's join Howard King now for the presentation of the championship and runner-up medals.
Public Schools. He's also vice president of the Representative Council of the MHSAA. Now presenting to the state runners-up 1986 Class A Detroit Southwestern Prospectors. First of all, to Marcus Webb. Tim Lanier. Steve Wise. Lauren Clyburn. Ronald Waller. DeJuan Williams. James Hunter. Darrell Taylor. Kevin Williams. Michael Caston. Doyle Callahan. Derek Vineyard. William Clyburn. Anderson Hunt. Tarence Wheeler. And to receive the trophy as runners-up Class A, Coach Perry Watson. And now the players of the 1986 Class A state champs, Romulus. Craig Gilstorm. Brent Bonham. Kano Staple. Maurice Butts. Ken Jones. Troy Tipton. Luther Shannon. Samuels Keith. Juan Street. Avery Jones. Bill Johnson. Steve Glenn. And Terry Mills. Receiving the championship trophy, 1986 Class A, Coach Al Wilkerson.
Ed Phelps and Rick Berkey at the Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor, where the Eagles of Romulus High have just been crowned champions of the 1986 Michigan High School basketball tournament. And Rick, we have the victorious coach coming to us right now, Al Wilkerson, with a sigh of relief and a coat on. Coach, congratulations. Nice to see you with the coat on and the trophy.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is, all the hard work in the summer and all the work we've done, late practices and early morning practice makes it all worthwhile. I think it hasn't sunk in yet.
Coach, let me ask you again, you get here the first time in school's history. Had you thought about what do I tell the kids if they come this far and they come up on the short end?
Well, I told my assistant coach, I said, the main thing I don't want is I don't want any tears. I said, I don't want any tears, win, lose, or whatever. I said, I don't want any tears. And I was going to say that, and I said, no, we're going to beat these guys. Because we felt the team to beat was Flint Northwestern, okay? And I think one thing you saw today, everyone talked about Flint Southwestern's press, but I think our press did a pretty good job of keeping them off balance also.
It was a struggle for you. It never was a big margin. You never could pull comfortably ahead. And when you almost got close, Southwestern pulled it back a little bit more.
We had a couple mental mistakes, I think, a couple turnovers, but I told them, now's not the time to be yelling and screaming at kids. Now's the time to hug them and squeeze them and tell them they're doing things right. And at the last time out, I told them, you're 2 minutes and you're going to be state champions. Take care of the ball. We practice this every day. And we have a drill, breaking the press drill. And I says, hey, go back to what you do best. And it paid off.
Coach, one final thing. Again, you had the All-Stater, head for Michigan, Terry Mills. Now, again, a lot of pressure and everything that went into the recruiting of that. If you knew another coach that had a player of his caliber coming up, what would you recommend to them in preparation for all that you have to go through as a coach of someone that gifted?
Do the things right. Be honest about everything. Terry and I went through a lot. I've went through a lot personally. The main thing I told the kids today, if you keep doing the right things and be honest about things and practice, doing things right every day, good things are going to come back to you. It paid off right here.
You buying the pizza?
I'll buy anything you want tonight.
Okay, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Al Wilkerson, the coach of the victorious Romulus High School basketball team, the Class A state champions, Rick.
All right, dynamite game, and He's going back with his team, of course, and enjoy the action as he should. We've certainly enjoyed it here at Crisler Arena. Romulus, the Class A state champions. Again, Romulus has defeated Detroit Southwestern in the Class A final. From Crisler Arena, this is the Michigan High School Sports Network.
Ed Phelps, Rick Berkey back in an emptying Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor, which is emptying out from the second of 4 state championship basketball games, having just included the Class A title game. And the Eagles of Romulus High have claimed their first Class A basketball championship with a 72-65 win over Detroit Southwestern. Southwestern, which frustratingly now has lost in the finals 5 straight years.
But you can't forget, what an honor just to be here.
Yes.
That means you had to beat so many teams just to be in a situation where you could play that well. To get into the tournament and play well is just an added plus. And to get to the finals, it's tremendous. And I know the kids have got their heads down right now. They want to come away. They want to go home with all the marbles. But by golly, they're the second best team in the state for 5 years in a row. And if you want to look at overall balance over the last 5 years, really, who deserves to be said they're the best team over 5 years but the Prospectors?
Mr. Michigan, Terry Mills of Mr. Michigan basketball, Terry Mills of Romulus High, had 19 points, but he has such a presence on the floor that because of the way Southwestern watched him, he was able to spread the points around amongst his teammate. Mills had 19. These are unofficial. Mills 19. Stevie Glenn, the fine point guard, had 19. Also in double figures, Juan Street with 12, and and Bill Johnson with 13 points. For Southwestern, Tarence Wheeler, the wing guard, had 20 points, and Anderson Hunt, the point guard, had 16. Pretty good basketball game.
It was, and we didn't have the assist totals yet, but I know Terence Wheeler had over a half dozen assists, some fine passing inside. Southwestern played well, but again, it wasn't just the Terry Mills story for Romulus. Again, Stevie Glenn played well. Jones and Johnson inside played well, and good defense overall helped the team go on. And it's hard to believe we're only halfway through the day.
I know it. We are looking forward to a great doubleheader matchup tonight. The Class D championship game and the Class C championship game. Class D will match Detroit East Catholic, a team which finished the regular season with 7 losses. But boy, they play some tough competition in Detroit, and that is shown as they have blitzed their way into the finals again. And they will be taking on, in that championship game, a team from the far eastern tip of the Upper Peninsula, Detour, an unbeaten team, the only unbeaten team left in the tournament.
Interesting stat from the semifinals last night. Between the D and C semifinals, the average margin of difference was over 30 points to the winning team. That means all the teams really didn't have to work their hardest. I'm going to say they worked their hardest, but they had a relatively easy time on the scoreboard of it, which means tonight we could very well have some very tight matchups.
That was the Class D game, was the first game of the doubleheader. Then the Class C matchup between what some people say may be the best team in the state, any class, and that is Detroit St. Martin de Porres against Saginaw Novell Catholic, which got its act together midway through the season and has had a very strong tournament run, culminating last night with about a 39 or 40 point victory in the semifinal.
I've seen Novell 3 times this year. Each time I've seen them, they've looked a little better to me, and that's what you want to do. You want to get better and peak out as the tournament goes on. And by golly, last night they played about as good as anybody could play.
So we have crowned 2 champions thus far in the 1986 Michigan High School basketball tournament. Just momentarily ago, Romulus High won the Class A title over Detroit Southwestern, and if you missed it, Saginaw Buena Vista, coming to the finals for the 7th time since 1974, finally wins the title. They defeated Flint Beecher 33-32 on a 55-foot last-second shot by Chris Coles, a shot I'll never forget.
Nobody that was here will ever forget that. As he launched it at the buzzer, it was right in the button to give his team the 1-point victory. And again, Coles' only points of the game.
We're going to take a break from basketball now. Join us again for the CD Championship doubleheader starting tonight at 7 o'clock on the Michigan High School Sports Network.
This has been the Michigan State Class A Boys Basketball Championship live from Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. Today's coverage has been brought to you by the Old Kent Financial Corporation, by True Value Hardware Stores. The more you've got to do, the more you need True Value. And by Farm Bureau Insurance, making your life a little more predictable.